Hello you fantastic people and welcome back to Borderlands 3. In this video we're going to go over the 8 new legendary weapons that are part of the Mayhem 6 to Mayhem 10 dedicated drops. If you guys didn't already know, there's 8 new weapons that's in the base game. There's a whole bunch of new ones in the seasonal event. I'll cover those in a different video. But for this one we're going to go through those 8 weapons in their dedicated drops, where you can get them. Like I said, you have to be on a minimum of Mayhem 6 to acquire them. But if you guys want the highest damage one and the highest chance of getting those new anointments or the best anointments you want for your particular build, I would suggest being on Mayhem 10 again if you can handle it, because these weapons are amazing. Starting with the Sandhawk new sniper rifle. I'm sure you guys have heard about it. It's probably the most hyped up weapon out of this new update, and it's a returning weapon from Borderlands 2. Obviously now it's in sniper form. Now this video, like I said, is mostly going to be about where you can acquire these weapons, but if I have any of the information about them, I'll let you guys know. Of course, the update hasn't been out very long, so I don't have the best anointments, I don't have the best rolls of everyone yet. But for example, like the Sandhawk comes in every elemental type except non-elemental, so you can acquire any of those. This one, believe it or not, is the best one I have, and it was the first roll I got. The damage can go up, I believe, I've seen at least 9k times 9, and I believe you can go to 10. I've heard about it at least. And this anointment, I don't know how I managed it. I got that my first roll, so that is a great one if you want to look out for some good anointments. Now if you guys want to acquire this one, you may have seen we're at Katagawa Jr. That is the dedicated drop spot. Like I said, Mayhem 6 at least, Mayhem 10 if you want the highest damage one. Go to Atlas HQ in Promethea if you want to go there. Don't run all the way around to the right, don't bother doing that. Just run from the fast travel station, go out here, run towards this garden bed, jump up on the balcony and run around this way. It is way faster, saves like a good 45 seconds in the run. And then go upstairs and you'll make your way to Reese's office and then this boss fight, which is currently where I am. Now I personally don't like this boss fight, but I'm going to show you guys a clip on screen of the potential that you can do to this boss if you manage to get your hands on a good Sandhawk. This isn't really a particularly finished build or anything like that. I just took one of my standard flak builds and then just absolutely annihilates this guy. It's a lot of fun, so would recommend getting the Sandhawk if you haven't already. Up next we have the Monarch. It's probably my second favorite new weapon that's come out. This thing, absolute machine. Essentially think the Dictator, light off assault rifle, and then add an extra pellet. Rather than being a straight line with its spread of shots though, it's kind of just all over the joint if I'm going to be honest. You can get a ×8 one, so you can have an extra 2 extra pellets on top of what the best Dictator comes with. You can get anointments on it, like you can see it down the bottom here. I got a 200% action skill active one. That one's amazing. Again, depends on what kind of build you guys are going for, but that's a great one I'd recommend. You can get in all elemental types, including non-elemental. Now if you guys want the Monarch assault rifle, first go to Promethea, then down to Electricity. You guys are going to be farming kilovolt for this one from the fast travel station just over here. If we spin the map around this way, there we go. From the fast travel station down here, just run out to the left all the way around down this alleyway and then back up to this area here. This is the news station, ammo dump, and then the kilovolt fight. It's now in his dedicated loot pool. Again, like I said, Mayhem 6 to Mayhem 10. Mayhem 10 if you guys want the highest damage one. Up next we have the multi-tap pistol. I haven't managed to mess with this one too much, but it's a new Atlas pistol and it seems to have some decent potential. It does a bit of damage considering I have absolutely zero work towards a pistol build yet. This thing only comes in non-elemental. I haven't seen an anointed one drop yet. I would assume that'd come with the new anointments, but please let me know in the comment section if you guys have seen it. I farmed him like 100 times and only dropped me once. But the extra cool effect of this one, of course, it has the tracker shots like all Atlas weapons do, to my knowledge at least. Down the bottom here though, reloading will fire a cryo rocket at tagged enemies, which is kind of awesome. You can do some extra damage whilst you're trying to reload. If you guys want to go farm for this one, the dedicated drop spot is in Promethea, and unfortunately Skywell 27. Unfortunately, anything in Skywell 27 is going to be a long hike. From the fast travel station, you want to go all the way around, drop down, and then make it to this Katagawa bowl fight. This thing is pretty easy if you have a corrosive weapon, particularly if you have a corrosive Sandhawk and an electric Sandhawk. It literally shreds him in 3 seconds. It's kind of crazy. Up next we have the Caisson, I believe is how you're supposed to pronounce it. This thing comes in any elemental type or whatsoever, including non-elemental, and it's a really good SMG, particularly for Moze. I hear it works really good on my flak, but here Moze is getting some crazy damage numbers with it. Essentially it's an SMG that shoots explosives rounds that like have a short delay before they start exploding. I haven't managed to get any good anointments from it yet, but you can see that it does drop anointments, which is good. If you guys want to find this one, first go to Athenas and then go all the way down from the fast travel station until you get to the Captain Toronto boss fight. Just here, he's the one with the dedicated drop. Like I've said like probably 5 times in this video, Mayhem 6 to Mayhem 10 dedicated only. Mayhem 10 if you want the better damage numbers on it and the high chance of it being anointed. Now the Reflux, this is one of my new favorite weapons as well. Think the Brainstormer, but corrosive. It's disgustingly strong. It's so much fun to use. It chains all the enemies with a corrosive chain. So if you're thinking like melee one takedown or the cartel that has like the same war dog enemies, absolutely shreds all of them, and it's really good on single enemies as well. Surprisingly, I have a non-elemental one. I have a non-anointed one, and I only have a ×7. I'm pretty sure it can come redundant. I've heard of it at least. Please tell me in the comment section if you guys have got it already. And it shreds. So I'm so keen to get a max damage one and get an anointed one and see how much this thing wrecks. But like I said, only corrosive, no non-elemental, and no other elements for this one. Now if you guys want this one, go to Eden 6, then go to Ferocious Canopy. We're going to be farming Genevieve. So from the fast travel station, wherever the heck that is, just there, yep, and then run all the way down here. You'll find the ship, and you have to make it all the way to this spot here. It's a bit of a maze when you look at it on the map. It's actually really hard to explain to people where to go, but there's only one way to actually go once here and there, so just follow it all the way around until you find the Genevieve boss fight, which is what these ammo dump things are, just here. Up next, we have the Plague Bearer RPG. This thing, absolute tank. It's a lot of fun to use. I've only had it for like 12 hours, and I already know it's going to be a top tier weapon once I find a really good one. This one's already pretty good. It comes with all elemental types except non-elemental. Think like the Scourge, except like an orb version of it. Shoots one projectile, and then a whole bunch of little ones come out from it, and then they home into enemies and absolutely wreck face. And then obviously once the orb finally hits something, it does crazy amounts of damage and is really good for dealing with mobs. Lifesteal honestly is probably a really good one. I haven't actually fully put that anointment to the test yet, but I assume it's going to be like the Scourge with the lifesteal. For the melee one takedown, you just shoot over top of everyone's heads and it's just going to wreak havoc on the bridge. So would recommend getting this one if you guys haven't already. If you guys want this one, go to Eden 6 and then go down to the Anvil. It's actually on the second one. You want to run from the fast travel station all the way through this area outside and all the way down here until you find the Warden boss fight. Warden has a new dedicated drop for this one, the Plague Bearer. It again drops from Mayhem 6 to Mayhem 10. Go for Mayhem 10 if you can for the highest damage and the best anointment chance on that drop as well. Warden also has a bunch of other great dedicated drops already in his loot pool, so that was just an all-around great farm to go to, just starting out on Mayhem 10. Up next, we have the Backburner, another really good RPG. I wish I had a good RPG build going for Flak, but even without them, I'm doing crazy amounts of damage, so I'm sure you guys playing Moes are having a lot of fun. This thing comes in all elemental types except non-elemental. This one shoots an orb as well, but once it hits an object, for example, you actually want to hit enemies rather than floating over the top for this one, it'll just explode out with other projectiles that'll go up and then hit the ground, and it'll do a whole crazy area of effect kind of damage. So I would think, big enemies like Wotan or like big packs of smaller enemies and just crowd control, this is the weapon to go for. Like you can see down the bottom, you can get anointed on this one as well. Haven't got a great one, but that just proves how great of a rocket launcher it is, that I haven't got a max damage or an anointed one yet, and I'm using it with a flak and it's still destroying. Should clarify, flak can do well with rocket launchers, I just haven't put any effort into it. But if you guys are going for this one, go to Pandora and then down to the Guts of Carnivora. You're going to be farming Agonizer. From the fast travel station, there's only one way to run all the way through this bandit camp to get up here. If you guys haven't already seen, go check out yesterday's video. Pandora has a loot event on for this week. You definitely want to go check it out. It'll be linked to the end card title screen. Essentially, a whole bunch of different areas in Pandora. This week are dropping crazy amounts of a particular class of legendary, and spoiler alert, Guts of Carnivora is dropping rocket launches like crazy, so would recommend doing that and checking out that video as well for the other ones. Up next, we have the DNA submachine gun. This one is a very interesting looking submachine gun. I'm keen to see what people do with this one. It only comes in non-elemental, but it actually shoots all the elements at once minus radiation. It does come with anointments, like you can see. I'm going to just show you guys how it interacts in game, because otherwise it's just hard to explain. It's kind of like a mini spread cutsman with all of the elements, and they sort of rotate in the way they shoot. It's very strange, and I'm keen to see what you guys do with it. If you guys want to check out this one, go to Necrodefeo first, then to Desolation's Edge at the top there. From the Desolation's Edge fast travel station, run out here, catch a ride, go up here, then on foot walk through here, and there is a new station, I believe, just around this area. Run down, and this is the General Traunt boss fight arena. Not Captain Traunt, and General Traunt, the older brother. He drops the DNA SMG in his dedicated loot pool from Mayhem 6 up to Mayhem 10. Again, go Mayhem 10 if you want more damage. But yeah, that's everything I have for the new M6 to M10 dedicated drops. All 8 of the new weapons are really cool, and I'm keen to make some real centered builds around them, because they all just seem like a lot of fun. I hope you guys found this video helpful or enjoyable. If you did, feel free to smash subscribe down below, hit that bell. YouTube will notify you for whenever I post a video. If you want to like and share the video, it helps the channel grow even more, and I'd really appreciate that. If you guys want to want to come check us out on Twitch, I stream every single night, including tonight, just after I post my YouTube videos, about half an hour after or so. It's always linked in the description down below, or just search Code Me Q on Twitch. My name's the same on all my social media. And yeah, if you guys just want to come hang out, have a chill time, hang out with people that like Borderlands 3 and get up to some random shenanigans, you're more than welcome to. And yeah, other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching the video. See you guys in the next one and or live stream. Till then, adios.